right, you are back with comedian David Boyle, and I'm quitting alcohol. So today I was out there trying to teach my kid how to ride a bike. I'm really dadding hard at the moment, and I'm sick of it. But all the kids in the street are riding bikes, and my kid's running after them, and I can't look at it. It's too depressing. So I'm like, pack the bike in the car. We're going to learn how to fucking ride today. And my wife came, which was a big mistake, because teaching a kid how to ride a bike is a lot harder than you fucking think it is. You can't explain anything to these idiots. They don't know what keep your body weight in the center means, and they're looking around. Just look straight, and they're looking around at birds and shit. So we go down to this little quiet area, and I'm just going to teach my kid how to ride a bike the same way I learned how to ride a bike. The same way my dad taught me. I jump on the bike, he's behind me, he's yelling at me to pedal faster, and he's pushing me. And once I get up to maximum speed, he launches me out, and I get about 3 or 4 pedals in before I crash into a fence. And then I start crying, and he comes over and starts yelling at me to get on the bike and do it again. And you just repeat that process until you learn how to ride. I think I learned how to ride in like half a day. You learn pretty quick after you've hit the fence like 9 or 10 times. So that was my plan on how to teach a kid how to ride a bike. That's how I thought everyone learnt to ride a bike. You get launched off and you eat shit a couple of 100 times and then you figure it out. So that was my game plan when we got down to fucking teach my kid how to ride a bike. So I'm pushing him and I get him up to the speed where balance isn't that hard. You just fucking need to cruise. Don't do anything. Don't move. So I get him up to that speed and I just fucking launch him. And my wife's standing there and I shoot him towards her and I forgot to tell her what my plan was. And her eyes, she was in shock. Let's just put it that way. She was in a little bit of shock about my teaching tactics. So she catches my son before he fucking completely eats shit. The bike goes into her because she wasn't ready for what was about to happen because I forgot to tell her. And then the screaming match starts. She's like, what the fuck are you doing? I'm like, that's how you learn to ride a bike. That's how I learned. You just get launched into the open traffic. That's it. If you survive, you know how to ride a bike. And she's like, he's going to get fucking hurt. I'm like, yeah, that's how you learn. You hurt yourself a few times. You go over the handlebars into a fence a few times. So I do it again, thinking there's nothing wrong with my teaching technique. I fucking get him up to a good pace, tell him to start pedaling, and then I launch him towards my wife again. She again wasn't expecting it. He fucking wobbles off. He crashes. She picks him up. She's yelling at me straight away. The kid's crying. He doesn't want to learn to ride the bike anymore. She's like, what are you doing, you fucking psycho? I'm like, this is how you learn to ride a bike. She's like, this is not how you learn anything. I'm like, how the fuck did you learn to ride a bike then? She's like, we had training wheels and then they took one of the training wheels off and when I could balance on that side, they took the other one off and I learned that way. I'm like, how long is that going to take? What, he's going to learn to ride when he's 18? Just launch him into a fence. That's how you learn. And she's like, he needs to get comfortable on the bike before he learns how to crash into fences. And I'm like, all right, you fucking do it then. You're not happy with my techniques? You do it. And so he gets back on the bike and she takes him for a fucking spin. She's walking him around. He's not even pedaling anymore. He's taking his hands off the handlebars. He's pointing at squirrels. All he's doing is going for a little bit of a fucking joyride. It's like he's on a ride. It's like he's at a fucking amusement park on the bike ride. He's not learning shit. I'm like, this is fucking ridiculous. You're not coming next time. I'm finding a fence and I'm finding some bitumen road and he's going to fucking learn within an hour. I may have to tinker a little bit with my teaching techniques because he didn't really learn a lot today. He learned that his dad is a very angry man and might actually want to hurt him. But I reckon I can get him riding in a week. It will take a week. That is provided he doesn't get seriously injured, which is also a possibility. Anyway, it is Monday, so let's move right along to this week's Ask Boyle. Send me a question, what's on your mind? It's Ask Boyle time. So this question comes all the way from sunny old England. This man wants to remain anonymous with good reason, so here it is. this is my question, Boyle. When is having a fit bird not enough to stay with them? So you've got a red hot chick. She loves fucking and sucking dick. She's intelligent and pretty funny, but is a fucking nightmare to live with. I reckon most men would say, fuck it, I'll just live with the pain, but I get to fuck this hot bitch every night, right? How long before they break? 12 months, 3 years, 10 years? Eventually you're going to say, I don't care how good this puss is. I'm fucking out of here. And for fuck's sakes, do not use my name. Well, Anonymous, you have come to the right place. This question kind of reminds me of like friends I've had who have hooked up with some girl on a one night stand or whatever. And they come to you and they're like, oh, I picked up this crazy bitch last night, man. Fucking what a slut. Let me do this and that to them. Then they pull out their phone, show me pictures. And then the next thing you know, they're married to that fucking same chick. So really, when you break it down, you are asking the age-old question, do you take looks over personality? That's what it is, really. Look, it's tough. We're men. Looks are very fucking important to men. But when you're playing the looks game, you're playing a very short-sighted game. Looks don't last. Maybe you'll get a good 10, 12 years. If you're fucking lucky. And I'm talking both ways too. But for women, it's not the same. Looks aren't as important. Women are more capable of choosing personality over looks. Men have a very difficult fucking time with that. But anyway, back to my point. Choosing a partner, especially if you're talking life partner, if this girl is going to be the one that you think you're going to spend most of your life with, you can't base that solely on looks or dick sucking either, because that will eventually dry up too. The looks thing will get you about 3 years of a relationship. But how many times are you going to do that? Fucking 3-4 times? That's 12 years. That's 12 years you're fucking burning there. What you need is someone you're going to grow with. Like, it's a little bit hard to explain. You still need the attraction. Definitely you still need the attraction, but it can't be the only thing. Because you're going to get older, looks are going to fade. You're going to end up fucking uggers, both of you. No matter what, that's the end. If you stay together long enough, you're both going to end up being unattractive. But the key is to stay attractive to each other. And that doesn't happen just by staying together either. You both have to work on yourselves pretty hard. It's a growth thing. Like, for example, just say there's a relationship of 20 years and the dude has stagnated completely. He hasn't changed at all. He hasn't grown as a person at all. Whereas the female's grown, she's changed, she's done whatever, I don't know, changed her hairstyle. She's going to find it very difficult to still be attracted to that man, even if he's kept his looks. It's being attractive. Being attractive is different to good looking, to being hot. It's a completely different fucking thing. Attractiveness has like a lot of different components to it. Hot is just visual. And the trick to staying in a long-term relationship is to remain attractive to each other. Is this making any fucking sense? Is it? Essentially what I'm saying is the foundations to a successful long-term relationship needs to be laid on something a little bit more than looks and blowjobs. So if you're in it just for that, you're going to be miserable, it's not going to last, and eventually you're going to have to fucking start again, which is the biggest nightmare in the world. You need to think a little bit more long-term. You need to really be thinking, will I be happy growing old with this person? That's the only real question you need to ask. Will I be happy being an old, ugly, wrinkly fuck with this person? And if the answer is yes, hang in there. And if the answer is no, just fucking bail. Save yourselves a few fucking years. Keep a few fucking years in the bag. Anyway, I'm not even sure if I answered your question, but I fucking endowed you with some wisdom, didn't I? Fucking oath I did. Anyway, that is it for tonight. If you have a question you'd like to send in to me, hit me up on social media. I'm Boyle Comedy on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. And I'll see you the fuck later.